Welcome to the fourth week of the Florida Legislative Session report for NAFA Florida. We're excited to be closely approaching the halfway mark of the Florida Legislative Session, which happens next week in week 5. As you all know, there's 9 weeks in the session overall. A lot of excitement here in Tallahassee, and I wanted to just go over a couple of things that have happened so far. Genetic testing is a very important issue to our life agents. The House bill, which completely bans the use of genetic tests in all instances by life insurers, has now moved off the House floor and is down in the Senate. The Senate has a bill that contains language that NAFA supports to severely restrict the use of genetic information. Only genetic tests that are in the medical file would be allowed to be utilized by life insurers for underwriting purposes. And more importantly, it also bans any life insurer from requiring or conducting a genetic test for the purpose of underwriting. So we think that this good bill ought to pass in the Senate form, and it is up actually Tuesday in week 5 in its second committee in the Senate, the Judiciary Committee, on Tuesday afternoon. Another issue that NAFA Florida worked hard on our day on the Hill involves adjuster reform. CFO Petronas has supported 2 bills, 1492 by Senator Wright and 1137 by Representative Clemens, to require a notice to consumers if an adjuster is changed. There's language in there that requires the agent to also get that notice, which helps agents stay up to date on what's happening with a policyholder claim, and we support that language. Also, the bills have been amended, but still contain good language allowing up to 21 days in a storm setting for a consumer to cancel a public adjuster contract, and up to 7 days to cancel a public adjuster contract for non-catastrophe claims. So those bills are moving. We're excited about those provisions. We think they're very strong consumer protections, and we applaud CFO Petronas for that. Personal injury protection is back on the radar. It's been a little quiet on that issue up until this week. The House Insurance and Banking Subcommittee passed House Bill 771 by Representative Grawl to eliminate personal injury protection and replace it with mandatory BI. Most companies would like to see that move only happen if the bad faith gamesmanship that occurs in our courts today is solved, and the House bill does not include any of that language as of this time. We are going to see this coming Tuesday, once again, in week 5, Senate Bill 378 by Senator Lee be heard, and again, it eliminates PIP and replaces it with mandatory BI. So this is an issue that very much could happen this year. It's got new life breathed into it, and I can tell you that it's something that we're going to be very active in. And I know our health members are concerned about the impact on health insurance rates. So as we watch these bills, we'll be advocating along those lines. Last thing I wanted to say is that vulnerable investors, which allows an agent or a securities broker with a good faith, reasonable belief that exploitation of a senior is happening financially, to put a freeze or a hold on the account and to report that up to the broker dealer, and also to get the Department of Financial Services involved, and holds that broker, dealer, or agent harmless from any litigation that might result as a result of placing a hold on that account. So we applaud Byron Donalds, who supported that bill for years, and the sponsors of those bills, and we see hopefully it finally passing after 3 years. Look, there's 20 issues we could go into. No time for that. I do want to thank everybody that came to last week's Day on the Hill. We had 90 agents meeting with all the members of the legislature, and it was a resounding success. And we are only successful up here because we stand on the backs and shoulders of all of you great agents. So stay involved, stay tuned, and we'll keep reporting from Tallahassee. I'm Tim Meenan.